right, so the intro to Crazy on You by Heart, this is played by Nancy Wilson. And even before I get going on this, if you're looking for a lesson in this, you probably found that she has a lesson on YouTube. And if you click that eye up there in the corner, or the link in the description box or the first pinned comment, I'll leave a link to my website, and I'll leave the link to her lesson there. Now, it's great, like she's a really great guitar player and extremely humble. When she does this live, she always played it completely different. So while the lesson is good, it may be not as specific as some people might like. So that's sort of what motivated me to do this lesson. And also I got a ton of requests to do it. So we're in standard tuning, and it's kind of based around this A minor shape. And it's hybrid pick. Now, in her lesson, she doesn't really talk about the hybrid picking that much, but you absolutely have to hybrid pick this if you want to get it right. So we're going to start with this lick. Slide up G2 to G4, and then back pick on B3. And then we're going to pull them both off with a downstroke, and then an upstroke on the open G. So we've got, so up to speed, that's. Now we're going to start the lick. All right, that is such a great lick. So we've got, we're starting with 2 down picks on that A string. And then we've got, and this is where the hybrid picking comes in. So what I'm doing there is I've got my 3rd finger on that B string and my 2nd finger on the G string. That's the G string at the 2nd fret. So just practice that to start with. Now we're going to go to that C note with our 3rd finger again on the B string. And as we hit that, we're going to hit the A string with the pick. And that right there is sort of your proof that you need to hybrid pick this, because you could go, but if you just can use a pick, where's your low string there? So we absolutely need to hybrid pick this. And then we finish up with middle finger on the G string. Just practice that to begin with. Now the next part of the riff is going to go. So we're going to slide that second finger up to D4 and then open G. And then we've got 2 hits on the A string. And when you hit that A string, you're kind of palm muting it. So we want to kind of have it deadened. And now we've got the 4th fret, D and G. I like to use my 2nd and 3rd fingers. Bouncing off that A string, and then sliding down to the open. And that is basically that first lick completed. And there's a lot of variations on this, but that is the main lick. That is the only lick really that's repeated. I think it does that 3 times. We do it again, but we only do that part of it. Now we're going to go. So we've got we're sliding up, we've got the G string, A string, and then open D. speed. You got to get your head wrapped around this. And also, I'll have a tab for this. And again, anything like super complicated where there's a ton of notes being played, a tab is probably going to help a lot of people. Now the next section we're going to go that is so good. That's so bluesy. I love that part. So that's the C note on A3, and I'm going to bar on the 2nd fret and get the D and the G string, which is down, down, up with the pick. And then we're going to go A2 and G1. It's like outlining an E7. And then we hit the open E. And when we play that, we're not actually playing that the D string. We're muting it with our, like bending our 2nd finger back to mute it. So bounce off the E and then slide into the 5th fret, 5 and 4, same format, just 5 and 4. Bounce off the E again and go down to 4 and 2, A and G string. Bounce off the E again, and then we're going to hammer that on. And we're going to mute that D string. If you hit the D string, it doesn't matter, In fact, I'm not even sure if it's muted on that part or not. It really wouldn't make that much difference. And now we're going to fret this G chord, right? Again, we're going to mute that A string, and we're downstroking that to the B string. Don't hit the E. In fact, you could, if you want to get that part of your palm on there, to mute that E string. And we're just pulling off A2 or G2, the A note, G2, to open. And now we're back to the main riff. And now this next riff, so cool, right? And that I'm hitting both the D string and the G string. Now, when I recorded this, I just hit the G string. I went. Like that. But listening again, I'm pretty sure she's hitting both those. And then, it's just this A minor chords that you slide up. That's what the fingers are doing. So G string, D string, B string, G string, like pull off. Meanwhile, we got to get our pick going on the A string. Doing 4s on an A string. Okay, that is so good. And then we've got open, basically from the A string, and then we go harmonic on the 12th fret. So all together, and now we're back into our repeated lick. Except there's one big difference there, and that is, instead of going 2 hits on that A, we just do 1. Right? Okay, and that is, to me, that's really important because it really kind of is, I don't know, that it really mutes it down, you know? Because you're going from that really loud part. Now, the next lick is going to be that's the same. Except this lick, we're going to keep that A going all the way through. So it's that again. Da, 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 da. And then, right, we're hammering on the 5th of the A to the 4th of the D, and slide that down 2 frets. The same thing. Up pick that D string. Now we're getting close to the end. So this next one is that's like a G, the open G and the low G. Now we've got G string. I do this with my middle finger and my 3rd finger. Now we're going to get this. It's sort of like a D7, but we're not playing the E string over an F sharp in the bass, right? It's hard to explain every note, but I think you'll get the picture. So what we're doing there is backwards. So we've got that E7 chord held there. It's A string, G string, D string, B string, G string, E string, and then back. Okay. Now we've got the final lick, and we're going to come up here, and we're going to hit the open D with our pick and middle finger on B6, and little trill, ending on the open B. Now we're going to fret the C note on G5, open E, and the D note on B3. You see that there? The C note, and then go down 1 fret and get your little finger over here on D6 and the open E string. whole last sequence with a pick, except for, you know, that. All right, a little awkward shape there, but gives you a really nice voicing of that E7 chord. So let's go over the whole thing a little bit slower. All right, and that is it for this one. Fantastic guitar playing by Nancy Wilson. You know, this is only, I think, 40 seconds long, but the techniques involved to play it could take you a long time to get this down. It's very advanced, complex finger picking, you know, hybrid picked. So you really have to get your skills together. But my advice, if you're just learning this, is to just, you know, once you get that, is just do this. Just work on that pattern over and over. Once you get that pattern under your fingers, when you start doing or adding the other patterns, it'll be a lot easier because you'll have a basic grasp of the concept involved. So I hope you get something out of this video. I hope it helps you to learn this song. I hope you enjoy playing it, and we'll talk to you next time.